I finally finished Firefly, the complete series. I will be getting to Serenity pretty soon here. Also, stay tuned. Tomorrow, Glitch Check Season 2 drops on Netflix, and I will be checking that season out and have a review for it coming out soon. But Firefly. What is Firefly? Firefly was the show on Fox that unfortunately was canceled too soon due to low ratings. Fox didn't really have much faith in it, so they moved it around the schedule so much it became impossible to keep up with, so the show ended. And it's unfortunate that it ended. My criticism with this show, it's only 14 episodes, and that sucks. There is so much more to do with this world and this concept, but it never happened. But if that's your only flaw, is that you needed more, I think you have a pretty good show on your hands. And what makes this show so great is the concept. You have a space western show. Okay, so basically the concept of the show is that the Alliance, America and China, fused together to make a super government, the Alliance. And after our solar system died, then we moved over to this other solar system, and so, you know, some people were like, screw the Alliance, you guys are taking too much control. And then they stood up to it, and they said, so they lost that war. So our character, Malcolm Reynolds, is now a smuggler and runs a ship called Serenity with a strange group of people, all with varying different personalities, have fantastic personalities that all work off each other and are really interesting. They have amazing, the performances in the show, hands down, all around, are amazing. These characters are really good, but they'd be nothing without their actors. Their actors know exactly what to say it, how to deliver lines, how to play off each other. Also, a lot of it has to do from the show being just being a really well-directed show in action form. You know, the show is like a cool space western, and these characters make that concept really believable. They make it work, and they have fun with what they're doing. And you always love watching the show, even when the show's not that interesting, which doesn't even really happen, but like sometimes the pacing of an episode will slow down a bit, and those characters will just bring so much life into it that you're like, I'm still completely engaged. And another thing that's great about this show is the world. You know, this show is like this cool space western, and you could tell that the creators of The Mandalorian took a lot of influence from Firefly. You know, Mandalorian ship kind of looks a lot like Serenity if you look at pictures of them side by side, and you could tell. And it's a really, really well done show, and it's awesome to see this world play out, and it's very realistic. It's very grounded for a sci-fi show, and and like I said, this show is more western than sci-fi, but it's still sci-fi at the end of the day. And it's a really great show, and I love watching the characters. Honestly, this is the characters in the show are just what makes it work. Like I said, the dialogue and the script are also really good. It's so good. So good. And the music in the show, oh my gosh. And I don't mean like the theme song. Like the theme song's great. That episode where they go to Jamestown and that song about Jane, that's also great. I love those songs. Those are really good. Especially that theme song. It's because that theme song perfectly encapsulates our main hero, Malcolm Reynolds, played by Nathan Fillion, who does an amazing job as that character. But that theme song really does a great job telling you everything you need to know about the main lead in song form. And that's the intro of the show. But what I mean by the music is the actual instrumental score. It is beautiful. One of the most beautiful scores I've ever heard from a TV show ever. I seriously mean that. It is perfection. I mean, this show is so good. And it's sad that we only got 14 episodes, but when I look back on it in retrospect, I'm okay with that because yes, I would have liked more. I would love to see more. But how many TV shows do you know that go on and on and on, and then they just lose everything good about them? They just lose all integrity, and it's like, yeah, this sucks, right? Think about like The Office or things like that, right? That show's good show, then it goes on too long, blah. You know, even some of my favorite shows like Adventure Time, I admit towards the end they kind of dropped the ball, you know. And having only 14 episodes makes this a pretty much flawless show because of the fact that you have 14 episodes. All of them are good, and all of them are not filler whatsoever. Jamestown, you can kind of argue about that episode a bit, but that episode has really good character moments with Jane, so I don't even consider that. But everything else, you consider this a non-filler show, 14 episodes, excellent, incredibly well-paced show, has amazing production design and special effects, practical and CG. Some of it's a little bit dated by today's standards, but still looks okay. But yeah, I mean, this is an amazing, almost flawless show. I really, this isn't my favorite show, but it gets higher on my list of favorite shows every time I rewatch it. And I can't wait till we watch Serenity again. So I'm not looking forward to a certain thing that happens with a certain character. If you've seen the movie, you know what that is.